Uh, right, hello and welcome. Why is my mic aux? Why is the mic aux bar so loud on Stream Elements OBS? I is it my computer fans going wild? Okay, that's a bit strange. I mean, I've recorded this game before, so it should be fine. Anyway, yeah, welcome to a stream of several games. A Survivor Saturday, so to speak. Well, we'll be playing at the usual genre of bullet heavens. What's my... The audio stream's current bitrate is lower than they recommended. Right, something weird is going on. Hello? Well, the bar is moving. So if you can't hear me, please let me know. But anyway, yeah, we're playing a bunch of Survivors games. And yeah, just indulging in a genre that's become one of my favorites. What's with the audio stream? The audio stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use an audio stream bitrate of 128 kilobits per second. Right, this is slightly strange because normally it's going quite fine. Oh, I was going to say this. I do have a concurrent viewer, but but if you can't hear me, do let me know. But yeah, we'll be playing a few of them. Hang on, actually, let me do something. Is it the PC fans going wild? %62% on my GPU. It sounds like it. Oh yeah, now the audio stream is excellent. Now that I've muted it, now that I've quit the game. Quite strange. Well, normally it's quite fine. I have recorded this game before. These are sort of the default settings for everything. Anyway, let's jump into a session. Let's see what we can do. I haven't played this game since the last recording. I usually play these games sort of... I mean, I'm a big fan of these games, but they make for convenient content. But yeah, anyway, we have a selection of 4, and if you're watching this as a VOD and I haven't put in timestamps of what games these are, when they're being played, do have a shout at me, and then write it in the comments, remind me. Right. Well, we haven't got all curses yet. We've done this area with 3. So let's just start it off by jumping in and seeing what can we get. Right, actually, what runes have I got? Legendary, same element, prowess, and 1 extra skill slot. Aha. So we shall be going with fire. Yeah, this is another one of the... This is... Hello and welcome. This is a Soulstone Survivors. It's another game of the Survivor genre, or as I prefer to call them myself, the Bullet Heaven, which is an alternative name proposed by some of the community. Essentially an arena shooter where there's potentially sometimes limitless waves coming at you, Some games do have a limit of 20-30 minutes or so and such, and as you kill enemies, you grab experience orbs that they drop, and you level up, and then eventually you become stronger and stronger. Right, but which ones were the good ones? I can't actually remember, but let's go with the Flame Wave. Yeah, actually, that is the reasoning behind the name Bullet Heaven, because usually in a bullet hell you are the one dodging tons of bullets, but in a bullet heaven would be the opposite. You are the one shooting out projectiles, damage everywhere, all around. Well, yeah, initially a genre. Well, I don't know if it was the first one, but Vampire Survivors was the one that heavily popularized it. And well, it is a good game, but you can sort of feel it that it's kind of dated by these days, and there's sort of like a timeline, I guess, where the early Vampire Survivors clones were pretty much the same game with a different art style, and there's the later ones that are at least trying to do something different, even if it's a different set of weapons, different art styles, some different mechanics and so on and such, or I guess additional ones. But I quite like this genre. It is certainly ended up as being one of my favorites. It's sort of jump in, have a certain amount of fun for as long as you like, sometimes 20 minutes, 30, an hour or two, and so on, so forth. Right, I'm gonna skip active skills and just go for the armor. I'm gonna do a couple of runs in a few games. The initial idea was that I would just play some of the favorite ones I've recorded in my channel before, such as Vampire Survivors, not Vampire Survivors, sorry, Soulstone Survivors, which is this one, and then move forwards, and perhaps end up with some games that I haven't recorded that I purchased a while back, and to see what they were like, and found them not quite the best, but I've still had fun with them. Although, as it turns out, I do believe one of them is abandoned by the dev. But you know, it is the case with indie games. Now, with this character in particular, with Soulstone Survivors, you have a bunch of characters that each have a sort of a specific vibe to them, but you can play them, to be fair. I guess the only thing that differs between the characters are the starting stats and the weapon starting skill, which you can replace. So eventually you can just play anyone as you wish, but yeah, this one in particular, the Pyromancer, of course, I am a huge fan of casting tons and tons of explosions. Well, either explosions or fire, which more often than not leads to be the same. It leads to be the same thing. And I found myself pretty much maxing out this character with the passive skills and such. Obviously, a huge part of the survival genre is meta progression. So you have a run, perhaps you get to a certain distance, certain amount of waves, perhaps die early, and then you get a sort of points, currency. Each game has their own thing, and they give you some sort of bonus stats, bonus characters, new stuff, and then the next run you can go further and further. Of course the specifics differ, but Sometimes more, sometimes less, but I just like how, personally, I'm just a big fan of how easily you can jump into this genre. I mean, it is you have an arena, you have a bunch of enemies, go wild, do your own favorite thing. Some builds in some games do tend to be worse than others, but it's fine. Now for this one, I've quite literally jumped into a game, the same character as before that I played last time. Though I have picked, so for this game in particular, there's several arenas, so to speak, and each one has a specific. You can increase difficulty for higher rewards, more points, more materials to unlock more weapons for characters. And the idea was for this run that I would pick something that an arena that I haven't maxed out in difficulty. But yeah, as a result, this is actually quite easy. So for the next one, once I'm done with this, there's 5 waves. I'll definitely switch to a different character. I don't think there's been any new updates. This game does get pretty frequent updates. Balance changes, so on and so forth. New characters, even. There used to be a bit of some slight, well, I say controversy, but I mean, I guess it is controversy, just a controversial update where the level scaling was quite noticeably reduced, and a big part of these kinds of games, it is the power fantasy. As you can see, I am wiping the screen off of enemies, and it usually is a big part of it. Although in this particular case, I would say it's a bit. This combination is way too easy. But yeah, I reckon I could go for a new character. There's like tons I haven't tried, I haven't even unlocked, just because I do like to try the same thing with one. I reckon we'll be done with this one quite quickly. Yeah, there are 15 Lords of the Void in total. And yeah, this one is this run's done. Now usually we have a choice. We can go back, we can have an infinite run, or we can have a run where there's only elites, sort of more powerful enemies, and we have to defeat a certain amount of those. But I think I'll just go with a new character that I haven't played before. Right. There's runes modifiers to each run. Sort of, you could have go for a specific element that does a specific thing, or there's multiple ones. There's like tons of synergies you can go for this game. This game, I would say, is pretty I've had a lot of fun. As far as bullet heavens go, it's definitely one of my favorites. But yeah, let's try a new character. There's a few. Let's actually have a look at the ones. What can we pick? What is body mass? I haven't seen that one. Unable to dash, immune to stun. Huh. Well, how about guns? Maximum health, critical damage, movement speed, and experience. Sure. Right, let's see. A lot of physicals. Spams debuffs, gains a buff. So I think we should probably do something with those. Now the top row off-run mods are kind of just the same. Right, where was the legendary one? I think it was one of the mods that costs things. These are the top 3. Versatility. Those are free, but you can only have 3. Sort of utility and so on and so such. Yeah, sure, I guess we can go for rerolls. Yes, there it is, the legendary. Healing, I don't quite fancy. Yeah, let's go for multicast. I'm not quite sure what multicast is. Oh, that's... No, we're out. Getting quite low. Per different type. Yes, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Anyway, we did just unlock curse level 5. It's just more stuff that increases the difficulty of the game. So these ones obviously they're more powerful and they give a bigger bonus. Yeah, sure. Pillar of Protection and number of Lords of the Void. We don't have to have this one. So sure. Let's see what... Oh, this is slow. This dude is slow, but I haven't got any. Excuse me, I haven't got any. Increases damage. Oh yeah, I do want the movement speed. The movement speed is essentially what keeps you alive for the most part. As long as you don't get hit, that is supremely important. Right, projectile. Static, physical. Fire a blast of fire in a cone in the target direction, causing damage and leaving a smoking area that applies exposed, which increases the direct damage they take. Aha. I do love a flurry of guns. Let's do a reroll. Ooh. Bleed. Good amount of bleed. Of course, the more dots we apply, the more damage we shall do. But we'll see how well this goes. We could have a couple of extended elite runs, perhaps. Ooh. Oh, bleed. Oh, I quite like that. I'm never a fan of this one, purely because of the reduced movement speed. It's quite awkward. I always tend to banish that one. And of course, you know, plus damage, it's... Ooh. you know, plus 20%, plus then plus 30% again. It's sort of diminishing returns, and you just move slower and are more prone to just getting killed. So not the best. Shrapnel. Now I have had a bit of a silly day today. But I'll skip them. Alright, a bit of a silly day today. I went out, met my mom. Got a nice drink to have, and yeah. So I've been indulging in that, indulging in nostalgia, and so on and so forth. As a result, I may or may not be not the most sober at the time, but I'm out. So as time passes, you will inevitably see me getting more and more default. More and more basic, let's put it that way. But of course I do have stream elements open at all times, and I can see that at the moment no one's watching. So if you are watching this as a VOD, thank you. I appreciate you giving me a chance. I'm just doing my best, you know, trying to be a silly goober, so on and so forth. Perhaps not the best at games or the most clever with behind the microphone, but you know, I just love playing games, man. And trying to do, I mean, I guess my best, whatever that might be. Either way, this is a very solid practice for perhaps not really dealing with anxiety, but reducing it. So I do sort of have to perform, after all. Practicing live jokes, live conversations, and so on and so forth. Whether I succeed, it is of course not up to me. It is not my call to make. I can only do my best and hope everyone watching this live or otherwise just has a great time. And if you are watching this, thanks. Now have a great day. I do greatly appreciate everything. Now I am very, very realistic about my chances to get monetized. They're tiny, but you know, I do live in Eastern Europe, so how much I would need to get is not as big as for someone like in the United States. So perhaps if that ever happens, it might just be nice. There's a lot of anxiety going on. The future is uncertain for me. So yeah. All we can do is our best. That's it. Whether our best is good enough, we'll never know. We'll never know until we try. As long as we give it our best, whatever that best might be at any given moment, that's fine. I believe in you all. Anyway, this run, back to the game. Having a buzz makes me quite distracted, makes me quite rambly. But yeah, this run is going well. I mean, it does sort of boil down to being very similar. Just kill enemies, gain levels, gain power. And for the time being, this is going swimmingly. We're swimming through this mine. And of course, with the new curse level, we do have more Lords of the Void, but we're dealing with them wonderfully. Now, each character has their own special skill. I haven't unlocked it for this character yet. Of course, as you know, you just need to gain a certain amount of level. Gain not like these levels, like 54, but each character gains like character levels. The better you do, the longer you play a run for, the more XP you'll get, the higher your level, and the more skill points you have. And skill points are what makes the meta progression in this game tick. Right, sure. Just go for rarity. I guess that's fine. Oh yeah, I can see the mic aux bar. I'm getting quite loud, even when I'm not saying anything. I do suppose it is the effect of the game. Like, it's pushing my fans a bit more than usual than other games would. But you know, if the audio is a bit out of whack, do let me know. One thing I do want to adjust is increase the audio a little bit and reduce the SFX, so it's not just me and a bunch of sounds of things getting hit, things getting damaged, things getting killed, and so on and so forth. I am so sleep deprived. You know, the amount of explosions, the sound of explosions are not the best. Yeah, just increase it a little bit more. Oh, look at that XP. Yeah, at this point I'm just not even bothering. I'm just going for whatever is the rarest. Now at this point I'm just going for whatever is the rarest. I'm feeling very confident. You know, I've played this game quite a bit. As you can see, even with a new character and a pretty decent difficulty level, we have completed the run. But let's go back. Let's not go with the new ones yet, as we have reached prestige levels. Prestige is usually what meta progression is called in many of the games. So let's check out the skill tree, and yeah, we've reached prestige 22. So we have 2 extra skill points for the engineer, and of course the first one is always the specific one. The engineer may now collect fuel from defeated enemies to power the Mechatron battle armor, considerably increasing his defenses and firing a powerful missile barrage. Now, to me, that sounds delicious. And free ammunition. Solid. And you know what? Let's jump into the same map. Nope. Yeah, actually, let's grab the Void Hunters. Yeah, this one isn't so bad. It's invincible void presence, causing fatal damage if it's able to attack you. It's not like it's not like the snail. It won't kill you on touch, but it will cast a killing area of effect attack. So if you touch it, if you're fast enough, you can just evade it or run far away. Oh, back to being super slow. Reroll? Sure. And yep, there it is. There it is. Ooh, piercing and cunning. Excuse me. I don't want to show off the death just yet. Once I have more movement speed, then yes, absolutely. Like a 100% base, or maybe 50%, since I can just dodge more. Yeah, dash more. Oh, that's the Mechatron. Heavy artillery. Ooh, armor power and block power. And a barrage of missiles. That does sound extremely delicioso. A very tasty morsel of death and total annihilation. I feel like I should play that, total annihilation. That would be fun. It is one of the games I used to play. One of my childhood games, but also a game that I used to play in my childhood, as sort of, well, actually, in the first stint of my YouTube channel, not like last year, but in 2013, and yep, there it is. If you can dodge it, you can get out of it. You're fine. It's really nothing. It's not that powerful. Oh, that's a rare. Of course, it's also a rare, annoyingly. I'm being completely reckless, not paying much attention. And not just because I'm perhaps not the most sober at the moment. It would be quite a strange, an interesting thing to see perhaps in the future, to see how it progresses, the subsequent games and runs and such, how those will look, since I'm sort of done with having a zesty drink. Ooh, more ballistas. Yes. And we can have now 7. Oh, careful. Right then. Oh god, no! Dash! Oh, that almost sobered me. I'm not proud of this, by the way. Just saying, I'm just mentioning it because it's just a matter of fact that I've had a bit of a silly day, and you know, it is what it is. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I'm not very hopeful about the chances of just these things being seen in the first place, you know. But we shall see how this game does, how these games does, how this sort of format does in terms of streaming viability. I mean, you do just have to try out various things. Some might end up with the better results, some might not. But it's fine. People watch what they want to watch, and you know, there's only so many relaxing background noise goobers on the that you can listen in a single day. Oh, we've only got one movement speed boost. Damn. Sure. Now, I am definitely going to have a very delicious sleep after this one. After this stream, of course, not the game, not just the game. We have a few I want to play. I'm going to play at least one run in all the games I mentioned. Although to be fair, I haven't even tried recording two of them. So we'll see if they even let me, if the OBS enjoys having them around. We'll see. I mean, I don't see why not, right? But yeah, after this run, we're definitely switching up games to yet another Zombie Survivors. I mean, it's sort of their own like gag, the name, yet another, since but there is a Zombie Survivors game, and the Zombie Survivors game, it's sort of a crappy abandonware Vampire Survivors just like straight up clone. They don't even bother with anything more. But yet another, that is yet another game that tries something more. Oh heck. It is very much one heck of a chore. I'm doing this kind of thing every day. But you know, it is what it is. We're having a time. Sometimes even it might be fun and other delusional things you can tell yourself to make your stupid stream sound better. Oh, I got resurrected. Oops, careful. Would be super embarrassing to die right at the very end of the run. Whew. Let's go back. Let's see what we've unlocked. A lot of prestige is what we have unlocked, and a couple of achievements, but yeah, let's check out. Let's go back to the skill tree. Ammunition. Cast frequency, that's also nice. Megatron missile. Oh, movement speed. Oh, another rune. Every time you cast a skill, 10% of gaining a stack of ammunition. That's fine. And of course there are one of these. Sort of with the shiny blue border. Well, what they are is just applies it to all characters. Applies to all characters. That's fine. You know, sort of adds a bit of a bonus to meta progression. Gives an incentive. Adds an incentive to level up everyone for additional power. But for now, we've tried the minigun wielding dude. So for now, we'll try something else. I will switch to a different game. And that different game will be yet another Zombie Survivors. Now, I don't know how good this sort of a medley thing will be. Probably better if I was fresher. Oh, a new update. Oh no, this is actually kind of an old one. I don't think this is new. But let's jump into a couple of runs. My usual favorites. Let's try the Green Hell. Hardcore. Sick. Where we are very, very hardcore. Obviously hardcore, everyone does more damage, it's more difficult, and Just have to survive. Survive for only 10 minutes instead of the usual 10, not 20, sorry, that this game usually requires you to do for a run that is one. Could get slightly wonky at times, but it's fine. This game in particular is another pretty fun game that, although I don't agree with some of the changes they made, primarily the ones that made them... Well, every once in a while you get a new sort of like an artifact that modifies your the run in a certain way. Perhaps more damage, more elemental damage, and so on and so forth. It's limited you to 8 of them in total. I mean, it is for balancing, but you know, if you're playing in endless mode, I don't see the reason in just not letting the player go for a power fantasy in the power fantasy that they so desire. Oh, we can already upgrade the gunner, helicopter, and let's grab a gunner. I'm not really thinking much about it, I'm just going with the vibes. In this game, is it difficult at the very least, you know, just to survive. You know, it's the endless mode that just scales endlessly after all. Right. Ooh, actually, I haven't seen that boss before, that werewolf. That's new. Come on, get wrecked. We have one of the new items. Right. Sure, more ammo. Reduce the amount of time spent reloading, that's fine. I've been really struggling to get the World of Warcraft login theme out of my head. That's been really, really distracting me. Oh. Tank. Le Tonk. Is this hardcore? Apparently it is. Also another one that I'm not a big fan of, that only one gets the full bonus from the military training bonuses that you can pick up from enemies. and the other characters get half. There's 3 in total characters you can pick that you can rescue. Oh, that's the world border. More soul blades, which give you more. We're gonna go for physical damage this time. All physical, all elemental, and none elemental. Kinetic. Look at that. Reroll. Reroll. All. I'm quite amused by the those stock scream sounds that the Banshee mini boss has. It's like a because I think it's one of the most common like stock panic scream sounds I've heard. Like so it was incredibly distinctive already in the first time we heard it in Sniper Elite. The very first Sniper Elite game that I had on the PS2, and it was actually also only in German. We didn't know how to switch the language, and I don't think we even had an option to do so, because it was my dad got it in for me when he was on a business trip in Germany. So yeah, that was something. We're taking quite a bit of damage, but we are also dealing at the very least as much, so I'm not actually worried at all. Come on, boost me that minigun! Woo! Bow. Oh sweet, we can make use of the magnet perk. Yes. Okay, this run is going so well that I'm not even particularly bothered by the need to pick our right thing. I mean, we're just tearing through everything. Ah. Sweet, let's make everyone injured. Yeah. And once you do have more than 3 SOS signals, it just acts as a free level up. Although that's to be fair, I am feeling my sleep deprivation jumping at me quite severely. So probably actually I am very close to dying. I didn't even notice how low my health has gotten. So I actually do have to be careful. And now I am certainly feeling that hardcore bit. Oh, Stone Skin. Stone Skin makes us invincible for the duration, so that's fine. Oops. Come on. Nearly there. And we have survived yet another zombie survival game. Haven't done that before. A hardcore run in the green hell. A bunch of meta progression to go with it. Oh man, I am kind of fancying a bit of an earlier run. Sort of an or rather an earlier end. Or something of the sort. So I'm certainly struggling to deal with this kind of sleep. But yeah, let's go back to the Green Hill, and let's try an extermination game mode. A wave-based mode in which you must annihilate all enemies in the current wave. The lower your time, the better. It's sort of more of a speedrunning mode. Ah, sweet. Let's grab the soul blade. 2 soul blades and a shotty upgrade. That'll be super nice. Alright, the soul blades after all are just free constant damage. Potentially very rounded. Right, going very well. Nope. Yeah, sure. That's fine. Give me the shotty. Omni Geode, +1 tag. Oh. Oh. Yeah, let's do a lockdown of this thing. Okay, where are you? Oh, there you are, you prick. Let's upgrade to the pump shotty for the rest of the run. Yeah, I don't really think this run we'll get that. We'll get that many upgrades before we manage to either finish the run or fall apart. But I'm quite confident. I do feel like I might have to cut this one a bit more short and then do another one like tomorrow morning my time, because yeah, the sleep the bin that is the sleep deprivation does come in at a bit of a cost. So, I'm really struggling, but we're doing fine. We'll just do another one tomorrow. Where's the SWAT? Sweet. Yep, there it is. Oh, completely blanked out of that on a very obvious orange arrow. Yeah, sure, let's grab that ricochet. And we'll have another cool, fancy, potentially item this run to give our run a very solid boost indeed. Ow. Ow. Right, what we got this time for upgrades? A plus 2 to slashing, which is bleed. Right. Sure, I guess that'll be fine. Oh, heck. Yeah. Suddenly, I'm not feeling all that very confident. Oh, that was a big burst of damage. Oh dear. But at the very least, we'll make it through this wave, I think. I hope. Yeah, there's no reason why we wouldn't. Oh, we did get a couple of dodges there. Ow. Let's get some regen, I guess. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, from the meta progression, it's at 2 per second, and now we've quadrupled it. It won't be enough to bring us back to full health, probably, but it will perhaps save us from getting killed a couple of hits early. Ow. Yeah, I think I might actually just be a little bit too tired for this. I did really I mean, it's Sunday, it's 11, just before 11 in the evening, but yeah, I think I'll continue this in the morning. Yeah, I think that might be more safe, but for the time being, thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it, even if it's a bit of a shorter one in comparison to my other ones. But you know, there's plenty of hours of stuff to watch. But yeah, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, night, evening, for morning perhaps. I hope to see you again another time. But for the time being, that will be an earlier good night from me. Take care.